Hey there, welcome to the Insight Corner. I wanted to drop by and talk about what do you do when you're drowning in worry, when you're drowning in the noise of your own fearful thinking, personal thinking, insecurities. What do you do? I want to start off by telling you a story. I don't know if I've probably said this before. I used to have a lot of suicidal ideation. It'd be like my escape route. I'm like, when things got really hard, I'm like, well, the easiest way to get out of this is just to off myself. I don't have to deal with any of this bullshit ever again. And I would secretly worry about it. I didn't tell anybody about it because I didn't want them to worry about me because I was already worried about me. And so it was like my kind of dark secret for a long time. And then as I started to learn about the Insight Understanding and the 3 principles and really learn about how my mind worked, I started to get more curious about the suicide thought. And I remember it was with a conversation with Dr. Joe Bailey and Michael Neal, and I asked them about it. I'm like, I have this suicide thought. I think about killing myself a lot when things get really hard. And what I saw and what they shared was, I think they said something effective. They wondered if it was just my mind's way of getting my attention, that something was off, because the truth about feeling and emotion, emotions are really telling you where your mind's at or the quality of your thinking. And I think this was my mind's way of like beep, 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 like wherever your mind is at right now, it is not a good place. You need to pay attention to this. And I saw something fresh in that. I became less afraid of thinking about killing myself. I became more respectful and curious of what my emotions and my mind was trying to tell me, and that my thinking was way off, or I had put on way too much stress or pressure on myself in the things I was doing, or was taking myself way too seriously. And that really helped. That really, really helped. And that was one part. So I learned to stop being afraid of wanting to kill myself and drowning in noise, because I saw that it was actually my mind trying to help me and to point me in a direction of slowing down and healing and giving myself some space to be with myself. And the second beautiful thing that happened is I remember having a conversation with 𝗪𝗻 𝗪𝗁 in one of her programs, and she shared how every emotion is really trying to take you home to yourself. And that looked really new to me. Like it always looked at, my emotions always looked at something I had to deal with, or like, okay, I'm having this emotion, so I have to deal with this, my mind's trying to tell me something. But when she added that layer of your emotions are really guiding you home to yourself, or trying to take you home. And that's when I learned how to surrender to the noise and surrender to whatever difficult emotion I was going through. And when I learned to really surrender to the noise and not trying to fight it or manage it or deal with it, something really cool happened, is that I felt more at ease. I felt more at peace within myself. I felt more like that. I felt like more of a happy, a more relaxing exhale. Like I didn't have to deal with it. I could just trust that my mind was taking me home through this difficult emotion, and that when I let go and I surrendered to this emotion and I just felt it, it took me home to myself, and I started seeing new things about taking better care of myself, or being more gentle with myself, and really appreciating and having a deep gratitude of where I was and what I was able to see and impact I was able to make in the world. Gratitude seemed to come from my heart rather than something I was trying to have. It just came from the heart. And I got really, really curious, and I was like, wow, this was always available? This was built into the system? I didn't need to do anything? Like this beautiful divine engineering was in me that allowed these difficult emotions just to take me home to myself, my true self, where all this goodness would come. Holy shit, that was cool. And I think that's what I'd love to share with you all who are watching this, who might be drowning in noise, who are drowning in worry and fear and doubt and personal thinking and taking yourself way too seriously. Is what you're feeling is really your mind trying to take you home to yourself, where you're good. Because when you're in that space, you're hanging out in that space of your true self, you're good. You don't need anything. You're not lacking anything. You are so, so beautifully, wonderfully, powerfully made. And your emotions are just seeking to take you there, the good ones and the bad ones. And your work is to realize that for yourself, to really realize that for yourself. And when you see it for yourself, you'll go there. Thanks for tuning in. And I guess what I'm wishing for you now is to spend more time with who you really are, or to really recognize who you really are. That's where all the good stuff is. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.